Alright, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are gonna be taking on the Gamma Overseer. I know the other boss fights we either did a Gamma or a Beta or vice versa. However, I didn't do the Alpha Dragon. So what we're gonna be doing is just the Gamma Overseer, and it wasn't too hard. However, I do recommend you to bring as many tames as you can. Right now I'm at the entrance. I'm running down. I already cleared the cave. However, I do want to let you know I brought in about 25 dinos and only 2 survived. Not because it was hard, it's because most of them fell. Like some of the turns in this cave, they don't make it. So especially when they get kited by other dinos, it's so easy for them to just go over the cliff. And as you can see, I also died. So I did die a couple of times just trying to get my dinos back. But what you're gonna need for this cave is just the Gamma Bird Mother trophy, the ape, and the dragon trophy. And these are just gammas in order to summon the Gamma Overseer. So I do want to say again, I did bring us about 25 dinos. However, because the way they get kited by the smaller dinos and everything, it's so easy for them to just go over the edge and just die. The only 2 that survived is a T-Rex and an Allosaurus, and that's because I was riding the T-Rex the whole time out, on a mount. So that also helps. And as you can see, there's just some edges there that they can't turn, or the way they get kited. It's oh my goodness. So I was pretty angry, to say the least, that they just, oh my goodness, like I brought so many good dinos and they died mostly of lava, not because they got killed by the dinos in this cave. So just as a heads up. And because it is pretty hot, as you can see, my Uranus is down there. I have dinos down there and I can't grab them. And if I put them in cryos, I can't take them out anyways. So, oh well, right? But I do want to say, because it's really hot in this one, a ghillie suit is recommended, and also to take some of the hydration soup, so your water doesn't deplete as much. Another thing, however, is it's always good to bring as many medical brews as you can. Just a lot of ammo, rocket launchers if you have them, meat, soups. And right now, even though I have my ghillie suit on, like, I'm still super hot. Like, it is super hot in here in the cave. However, when we get to the other side of that I guess clear location, the clear shield, it does get really cold. So you definitely want to make sure that you bring your fur armor or something like that. Having like at least 2, like another pair, a spare of armor would be really, really helpful. And a lot of medical brews, because you're gonna need it, right? Alright, so these are my only 2 dinos that actually survived. And once we take them through the clear gauge, it gets cold, so you do definitely want to put your armor on and whatnot. And as you can see on the left hand side, I brought about 20 cryopods. Not that it did me much good, right? But make sure that you do try to heal your dinos as much as possible, just because you're gonna need it. So with the Overseer, it changes shape, and then it does have a couple of attack drones and some defense units, but since it's in the Gamma level, it's not that difficult to actually take them down. It would have been a lot easier, or a lot faster I should say, if my dinos, instead of falling off the cliff and dying to lava, they would have made it up here with me. And if they would have, I know for a fact that we would have finished this fight so much sooner. It wouldn't have taken as long, right? So this is the platform here to go to the Overseer, and as you can see, we should all be ready. And I glitched a little bit, but here it goes. This here's gonna take you there. I do want to let you know that there's actually 3 different explorer notes that you can grab. It's basically the last explorer notes that you need if you've been collecting all of them. One of them is really easy to miss, and I think I missed it the first time around. I'm not, because I know this isn't my first Overseer fight. It's the second time I've gone to attack the Overseer Gamma, so I've already lost a couple more dinos before because this is, I recorded this one, but the first time around I lost more dinos, so I did have a lot, like, spare, but it just sucks when you keep losing them. Alright, so here is the arena when you get transported. This is the first thing you see, and oh my goodness, it's pretty interesting. Alrighty then, so this is the arena itself, and since we went ahead and summoned the Gamma Overseer, all you're gonna see is green. That's how you can tell the difference of which Overseer you're fighting. Just like any of the Guardians, or any of the Guardians that you fought previously. So All you really have to do is just kind of go up there and it automatically just activates by itself. And I mean, the strategy I used was kind of like trying to survive type of thing. It wasn't really like a strategy. It was more like evade and shoot in so many, in so many words. But having those two dinos really did help because they're the ones that took care of the minions that the Overseer spawned, and they were really helpful in actually taking down the Overseer when they transformed into one of the 3 Guardians. So it was really, really helpful. It's like most of the drone units and them didn't go after me. They went after the dinos first, so I was able to go in and actually, kill them or whatever. I do want to say that if you get really lucky, sometimes you may get electrocuted and sometimes you won't. It just really depends on like how you stand near the Overseer or whatever. But also be really mindful of your stats and your health bar and everything, just because it would really suck if you just ended up dying because you weren't aware of that. And I brought mostly assault rifles and a bunch of advanced rifle bullets. They did do a really good job in this fight, and it does take a little bit long just because of that shield. And I mean, it's not difficult from what I've seen, as long as you're at least at the recommended level. And if you can't bring a dinos with you, I mean, you have to be a little bit more vigilant of the attack units and the drones coming after you, but it is still doable. However, if you can bring dinos in, I highly recommend you to do that. The higher level, the better, just because of that shock that you just saw go overhead. Like, that can really fuck them up because it just stuns them and they really can't do it. So I would suggest, helping your dinos out as much as you can. If they're surrounded by units or drone units or whatever, then just get rid of them for them so they don't get swamped with them, because the Overseer comes overhead, it's a trick. So this is one of the first times it actually switched its shape to blade. And then after that, I believe it's going to be the dragon or the spider. I don't think the order matters. I think it changes randomly. I haven't seen anything that kind of resembles, like there's always a pattern to it. And since my dinos were a little, you can tell how bloody they were, I just try to heal them when I can. And also try to take care of as many of the drones as I possibly can so that they don't end up actually dying. I think, yeah, I do lose my Allosaurus in this one, but at least my T-Rex actually survives, and I was able to bring my my T-Rex with me in the next fight. So having really high health for this, having dinos with high health would definitely be useful, just because they're the bulk of your strategy, or at least the drone units attack the dinos first and they kind of leave you alone, as you can see. Just don't forget the ones that are actually flying, up there, just because they do electrocute your dinos and they do get stunned. So just as a heads up there, and it's just a little bit tedious trying to wait for the Overseer's shield to come down, but again, this is the opportunity, I suppose, for you to actually get rid of the defense units and the drones up there and try to avoid the electrocuting, lasers that it shoots at you, so you don't get stunned either, because if you do, you get surrounded, and it's really easy for your house to go down, because you're so busy you don't realize how much damage they do. So at this point, my assault rifles, all three of them broke. So all I have is the sniper rifle now. And I thought this was going to be very interesting, because I wasn't sure how I was going to actually finish this. But since my Allosaurus already died, all I had was my T-Rex. So thankfully my T-Rex has melee damage. So as you can see how fast he's taking down that health. So that was very useful, definitely. And it, once it changed forms, it's poor thing, I always have to remember the drones because they're so easy to forget, and I did forget about them during this fight. But the damage does add up for sure, and as soon as that shield went down, it was done. It just had to wait for the shield to come down to do that. And thankfully, my T-Rex was strong enough to actually take the brunt of it, because, like I said, it would have been a little bit challenging to actually defeat the Overseer without the dinos, because those defense units and the drones would definitely come at you at every corner.